Hello guys, this is Carla and this time I'm here to do a review for episode 7 of season 1 of Lucifer. This episode is titled Wingman. I see what you did there. And I have to say, it was actually an excellent episode. I think this one is my favorite out of all the episodes we've had so far. It was just it had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. And the thing is, it's no secret, I've said this 1,000 times already, that my favorite part of Lucifer, what first drew me to this show to begin with, was just the theology behind it. I'm not a very religious person after all, but I do find it very intriguing when there are alternate, interpretations of a character, and in this sense, Lucifer as a character, since we know his character from our daily lives, I guess, from history, we've come to develop an image of Lucifer, the devil, that is very specific. And what I love about this show is that it takes an alternate route to the character, who he is, what makes him what he is. So whenever we see an episode focused on that, sort of the mythology of the show itself, I am always really interested in it. But this one was better than usual. I really liked how deep they delved into it. And even though I don't normally care for the procedural stuff most of the time, in this one, it was actually an interesting aspect to the procedural side of the show. Because, again, the Palmetto case is kind of, in a way, it's kind of Chloe's mythology. Like, we have Lucifer's mythology, which is, the whole angel falling from heaven thing, but Chloe has a mythology of her own, and as we delve deeper into the Palmetto case, we actually delve deeper into Chloe as well, and I really like that. So even though I usually am not as much into the procedural aspect of the show, this time I also really liked it. And I have to say, I've been on and off about Chloe. I mean, I grew to like her. She grew on me through the first 6 episodes or so. She grew on me. I started liking her. I didn't necessarily love her until today, and I can't pinpoint exactly the moment when I told myself, oh my god, I love her. And that was when Lucifer told her he lost his angel wings and he needed her to put out an APB for them, and she just, like, the first time he told her, she just laughed. And it was this bubbling laugh, like, from really deep within her. And it made me smile, because, well, first off, it was just so adorable. And second, the whole scene just really told me, hey, this is what she's, willing to do for a friend. She's willing to put out an APB for angel wings and risk even more ridicule from her co-workers when she's looking for angel wings, just because she knows how important they are to Lucifer, you know what I mean? And just the way she laughed, it warmed me up from the inside, and right now, I really love Chloe. I adore Chloe. Okay, so that's one point for this episode in and on itself. But just the entire storyline with the wings. We've seen Amenadiel do some really questionable things in order to get Lucifer to go back to hell, and I like how they play with that, because Amenadiel is supposed to be one of the good guys, right? He's supposed to be the good angel. And yet he's doing these really questionable things in order to get his way. And today, that was even more questionable, if you ask me, because, I mean, not only did he go and talk to Lucifer's therapist to get information out of her, very unethical but not necessarily evil, but now he actually stole wings, dude. He actually stole Lucifer's property, which you would think it's not something that good angels should do. He manipulated humans into seeing the wings in order to keep them sort of out of reach from Lucifer, so he would think that someone else stole them. And then by the end, when his plan didn't work, moreover, he told Lucifer he was there to help, basically. So that's the lie. How many of the commandments have we broken by now? Quite a few. And then by the end, he gets so angry that Lucifer figured out his plan that he starts beating him up. And in that moment, I had that one moment of like flashing clarity when I said, "Oh my God, is he going to like shoot Lucifer in order to kill him to get him to go straight back to hell?" Because quite honestly, I had not thought about that. Lucifer hadn't either, from his expression at least. We could tell that it hadn't occurred to him that if he dies, he's going to hell anyway. So the only thought in my mind was, is Amenadiel going to arrange for Lucifer to die so that he can go back to hell? And that would be like the worst commandment to break for an angel. I mean, for any person really, but he's an angel. He should know better than that, right? So you get to see that duality to Amenadiel that I find really interesting, really intriguing. And I love how Lucifer was like, yes, fall, just like I did, because, you know, Lucifer is not the only one who's been dealing with humans a lot by this point. So who's to say that maybe Amenadiel isn't changing too? And who's to say that he's not letting human emotions lead him on to the point that he might actually fall? I think it would be a really interesting thing to deal with. Obviously, by the ending of the episode, I deduced that if he's going to actually manage to kill Lucifer, it's not going to be now. He has another plan. I'm going to guess that he might not go as far as to kill Lucifer, but he might arrange for Chloe to get killed, because he just, you know, when they say it's a miracle, you don't actually expect to have an actual angel standing in front of, like, outside your door. But he arranged for the cop guy to actually be resurrected, I guess, or just not die. And that will lead Chloe down the rabbit hole that might actually get her killed. So you keep thinking, if he's that manipulative and if he's willing to go and get Chloe killed, which is something I can see Maze doing, but you're supposed to believe that Amenadiel is better than that, right? So if he's that manipulative, I really want to know how this is going to end, because I don't think they're going to turn Amenadiel into a bad guy necessarily, but he's been towing the line a lot this season, and it's only been 7 episodes, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with him. As far as the wings go, I wasn't expecting Lucifer to actually burn them. That was gutsy of him, because I would assume that means that he can't go back to heaven or hell at this point. But, you know, now that I know that Mace actually kept a feather, I'm wondering if the wings might just, like, grow back like a slug that's cut in half or something, like, just magically grow back. So I'm not entirely too worried about them at this point, but I do think it's really interesting that he burned them. He totally, like, almost literally, he burned his bridge back to heaven. So, I thought it was really great. And honestly, I've been saying since forever that Tom Ellis is the heart and soul of this show. Like, if they didn't have him, this show would be nothing. And I still believe that, but now I believe it more than ever, because it's always entertaining when Ellis is being, like, all glib and cute and with the witty one-liners and, you know, the Luciferisms, I guess. But this time around, I could actually see why they got him, because he can be freaking scary when he wants, you know. And that one scene when he goes after Carmen and he finds his wings, and, you know, Carmen is freaking terrified of him and of losing the wings. That whole scene, I mean, you could see in his eyes that he was, you know, being the devil in the intimidating sense of the word, but at the same time, his eyes were almost liquid, like almost as if he was borderline crying in a way, and I thought that was amazing. But not only that, not only that, but he smiled, because usually when he's playing the smug Lucifer, he always has that smirk on his face. It never goes away. Even when he's intimidating people, he's smirking. And in that scene, he wasn't smirking. He actually looked really freaking angry. Like, he couldn't even bother to smirk anymore. He was so angry, he couldn't control the tension in his face. He was so angry. And I love that. I mean, that entire scene was bloody beautiful. Okay? Amazing. Blew my mind. And I also love that Carmen's like, you know what? I have the devil in front of me, and I know that he can probably kill me and send me straight to hell, but I just cannot let go of these wings, because I've never seen something like it before. It's too beautiful, and it's too perfect, and it's too incredible, and I would give up my freaking life just to have them stay with me, I thought that was amazing. It's something that's usually, you find it in the Bible. It's like, once you've found God, you can give up anything so long as you are with God, and blah blah blah. And it sounds really poetic in the Bible, but there's something about it, something about the power of divinity that just draws human beings in a way. Just that thought, in not in the theological sense, but really in the fictional sense, that I can totally see why holding a piece of divinity, something that is so astounding that you can't even comprehend its greatness, in Carmen's head was kind of mind-blowing in a way, and he just could not part from it, even if he had the devil himself in front of him, threatening to kill him and send him straight to hell. He could not part with the wings. That blew my mind, because I wasn't expecting them to really do it in this show. I thought that would kind of be too deep for the show, but no, and it worked perfectly, and Lucifer's reaction was amazing. Tom Ellis was incredible. That entire scene just gave me chills. Okay, I thought that was amazing. I also really like that Dan is done with helping Chloe figure out the whole palmetto thing. I'm going to take a wild guess and say it was the other cop. The other cop is just that one annoying cop that told Chloe to get out, to leave. I'm just gonna take a wild guess and say that it's him, just because, it's kind of the obvious thing. But I like that Dan is on Chloe's side. I like that he's trying to help her. I like that we got to know his last name finally, Espinosa. Great. So I don't know. I just really loved this episode. I really loved that last scene with Chloe and Lucifer too. I like them as friends. Like I've said before, I'm sure I go back and forth on them. Like, do I ship them? Do I just want them to be friends? Either way, I like when they're friends. If they become more, I guess I'll deal with it at some point. But for now, I really love them as friends. And I thought it was a good way to end this episode, because this episode was so personal for both of them, that I feel, even if, they argued, and as they usually do, and then Lucifer kind of went off on his own after promising Chloe that he would actually help her, even so, in a way, like, even if he's not actively helping her, he helps her. So I like the way it ended with them being friends, regardless of whether Chloe believes him or not. At least she humors him. I'm still curious as to whether Amenadiel will go as far as I think he would go. But I'm pretty sure that what he's doing is trying to get Chloe out of the way somehow. By the way, I really like that he and Chloe met. And then she's like, wow, you're really hot. I thought it was hysterical, because obviously she didn't react that way with Lucifer. But then the brother, I just thought that was so much fun. And Lucifer looked so PO'd when it happened, that I just couldn't help but smile. The opening scene with Maze was also amazing. I think I've grown to really like Maze. Now that it feels like she's actually doing stuff, I wonder if she's going to... Like, she told Lucifer that she would stay with him, but I wonder if she's still going to be working with Amenadiel on the sly, just sort of that they can sort of push Lucifer into deciding what they want him to decide. I do wonder. But obviously, I like Mace a lot when she's being evil and torturing people or being kick-ass for the most part. And that opening scene was amazing. So, just this whole episode was so great. Definitely my favorite of the show so far. I love the way they dealt with the mythology, not just with Lucifer's plot itself, but also Chloe herself. Just the Palmetto case that goes so deep into her. I like that we get to see more of her taking the lead. And I really, that one scene, like from this episode on, I adore Chloe, okay? There's no hesitation whatsoever. I just love her. She's amazing. And I'm really interested in seeing how things go when she starts digging deeper into the case. Also interested in seeing whether this will all be some manipulation by Amenadiel to actually, to actually end up with Chloe dying or quitting the job or something that will get her to stay away from Lucifer, because I do think that's Amenadiel's end goal in a way. So yeah, love the episode. I'm so excited about this turn the show has taken. I really loved it. It was a really great episode. Lots of food for thought. So I'm going to end this review here before I keep thinking to myself out loud about stuff that might happen, because that would take me like an hour. So yeah, really great episode. Definitely happy with it. After a few episodes where I was kind of about the show, now we're on track. I like this turn. Okay, that's it for me. As usual, remember to visit our website at thegeekypub.com. We have reviews not just for the previous episodes of Lucifer, but also for other TV shows, books, movies, games. We have a ton of stuff in there, so be sure to visit and check it out. And also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as that is where our reviews usually go up first. Most of the time, even before they hit the website, they're up on YouTube. So if you don't want to miss anything that we upload, you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's the best way to be notified straight away whenever we upload anything new. And that's it for me today. I will see you guys in my next review. Bye.